Hello everyone, so before we get into today's video, here's a quick roundup of this week's fragrance community news. First, perfumer Roger Dove has denied rumours that his newfound hobby of harmonica playing is interfering with his fragrance composition, despite claims that he forced onlookers to listen to a 3-hour Sonny Boy Williamson medley at a recent fragrance launch. Next, Jeremy Fragrance has apologised to his subscribers after a recent video on where to apply fragrances led to several viewers being hospitalised. And finally, one of YouTube's newest reviewers operating from a nightclub toilet appears to have taken the art of the fragrance review to its most to-the-point, honest and undeniable conclusion.
No splash, no gash, no spray, no lay, no wash, no nosh, no Amane, no Punane, no Davidoff, no sucking off, no juke, no book. No to shake a banana, no sucking a banana. Mr. Smelly. Mr. Smelly.
Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be having a look at my top 5 fragrances that I actually wear to work on a regular basis. So it's a very honest video. I've done a previous top 5 work scents, which was great suggestions, I think, for work. But when it actually boils down to it, I've been thinking about it, and these 5 are the ones I regularly reach for when I'm in a rush to get out the door. They're going to be generally pretty safe, fresh type of scents, because that's what I want at work. I don't want to stand out as smelling too strong and inappropriate. And they've all got pretty big dents in the juice, which shows I really do use them a lot. So it's a very real list. Let me know what you think of my choices, and here they are. Okay, so the first one in the list is going to be Eau Selvaggio from Extro. This is an eau de toilette and an aftershave, as you can see from the close-up on the bottle there. So I don't know what the strength is exactly, but let's say it's probably eau de toilette strength, but you can use it as an aftershave. It comes in a little splash bottle, which I'll demonstrate later. Really nice, fresh, citrusy scent, and it only costs £12 or round about that mark for 100 mils. I think that was on the shaving station. I'll put the website address on there. I did pay full price, wasn't sent it for free or anything. I wear this a lot because it's really fresh and likeable. Some of the notes included are bergamot, elemi, grapefruit, lemon verbena, amber, patchouli musk, and there's a little bit of a menthol thing in here as well because it's meant to be used as an aftershave. If you don't like that kind of eucalyptus menthol thing, watch out, because there's a little bit of that in there because that's nice for the skin to invigorate it. But that smell doesn't last very long. What you're left with is a really, really nice, fresh citrus, somewhat masculine, musky scent, but pretty much unisex, if I'm totally honest. It's apparently based on Dior's Eau Sauvage from 1966, but rather than being a reverse engineered one where they've just gone through a machine and tried to reproduce it mechanically, it feels like someone's really created their own conception of that smell from the ground upwards. So it's not an exact clone of that at all, but a very nice, similar kind of thing. Citrus, fresh cologne that you can wear in any situation, and that makes it great for me for work situations where I don't want to be offensive, but I like that really nice bergamot and lemon opening that I get in this one. Very, very natural smelling, and performance just moderate, and that's going to be a theme on these because we don't want anything too strong often if we're at work and in professional situations. Next up then, we've got La Malle Popeye Eau Fresh. There are numerous other editions now, Superman one and another new edition, all with the same scent, I believe. 2016 release, and this one's a little bit more of a playful scent. The previous one, a little bit of a retro cologne feel about that one. This one more modern and playful. You've got neroli, mint, aldehydes, sage, vanilla, tonka and sandalwood as the listed notes. What I get with this one is a hint of the original La Malle, but it's fresher overall. A bit of a fresh cotton sheet smell, and a cotton candy, or candy floss as we call it in the UK, accord in this one. So sort of a little bit minty as well, but maybe a sweet, almost bubblegum-esque or candy floss-esque note in there. A little bit of a white muskiness as well. So fresh and clean with a little hint of playful sweetness, which I really like for a change from some of my old-fashioned cologne. So lovely fragrance, and again, performance just moderate, appropriate for work, clean, fresh, a little bit sweet and playful, and I like that combination. Next up, we've got Neroli's Portofino, and this is from Perfume Parlour. I think if you're outside the UK, they can only send you the oil. I've got the actual spray eau de parfum, I think, concentration. Of course, it's a copy of Tom Ford's rather expensive Neroli Portofino, which in turn is basically a very upscale copy of 4711, the famous cologne that smells very fresh and beautiful but lasts about 30 seconds. So this one, like Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino, lasts longer and smells similarly great, even better than the original 4711. So a nice combination of citrus with neroli, jasmine and white musk. There's some of the notes in the original Tom Ford creation, and this one, maybe in the opening you can just tell a slight difference, but because I do have Neroli Portofino as well, but after a while the dry down, they're absolutely identical, and this one could even have stronger performance. I think it's very, very strong performance, and because of course it's just this very soapy, fresh, almost aquatic kind of smell but high quality, it's perfect for work situations. You just smell really clean and appealing, but not sort of like, hey, I'm wearing an aftershave, not coming off that you're trying to be sexy, just clean, crisp and well presented. The same could almost be said about the next scent here, and this is Acqua di Parma's Colonia Assoluta. Some of the notes in this one include bergamot, orange and lemon verbena. In the mid you've got jasmine, there's lang lang, cardamom, and we've got paprika and a pink pepper in there as well. And I think some listings also give pimento red pepper, so there's a little bit of a spicy take on the citrus cologne concept with the notes there, although I don't really get that much of a spicy feel. It's just a really nice fresh citrus cologne scent, again with a nice bit of maybe white florals, that jasmine note maybe in the mid, and a white musky base. Just perfect, clean, crisp and fresh. If you find the original Acqua di Parma Colonia just a little bit stuffy and old-fashioned and grandma's soapish, this has a little bit of that but less so, a little bit more timeless and elegant, and I really like it. It's from Bertrand Duchefort and Jean-Claude Ellena, two great perfumers of course. So last but not least, we've got Monsieur de Givenchy from 1959, and here's the vintage eau de toilette, and I've got the Parfums Mythique series, which is the one I usually actually spray, that version, and that's of course a reissue. Some of the notes listed are bergamot, lemon, lavender, lemon verbena, I'll list all of them actually, hinoki wood, oak moss, carnation and sandalwood. Some of those have been taken from the old versions note listing, some from the new. Anyway, basically what you get, something similar to Chanel's Pour Monsieur, a classic citrus cologne stroke chypre type scent with what we call a hesperidic, which is just a posh way of saying citrusy, a hesperidic opening, some herbaceous notes, some florals I think as well in there, a little bit of a dandified feel, maybe a touch of the barbershop as well. It's got lavender in there, but a little bit more citrusy and without the sort of heavy tonka or oak. Well, it has oak moss, but not really a heavy fougere-esque oak moss feel, more of that little twinge of green bitterness that we get in what they call chypre fragrances. Really nice, refined, elegant, again similar categories to things like Colonia Assoluta. So maybe the list is not very exciting, but that's because these are for daily life and work where I don't want to come off unprofessional. I've got a little bit of old school elegance in there, a timeless kind of soapy fresh smell with the Neroli Portofino clone, and for something a little bit more playful, I've got my Popeye Eau Fresh. I find these really get a lot of use. You can see that most of them, the levels are a little bit low, and they're just very practical, enjoyable and classy fragrances, and in most cases not that expensive. So let me know in the comments below what fragrances you enjoy wearing for work or just daily life when you're going about your ordinary business and maybe not looking to grab anything too fancy or smell strong, but because you're a fraghead you still want to smell of something. These are some of my most reached for fragrances. Let me know yours. As ever, thanks so much for watching, and whatever you're doing in life, let's project. See you in the next video. Bye bye.